Hi everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Band Together Leadership Seminars. My name is Paul Everts. I'm the CEO and founder of Band Together. You can reach me at my email address, which is BAND, the number 2, Gather, Band Together at Comcast.net. You can also get me at conductingmylife.com, where you can see my book, which is Conducting My Life. Order a book, man. It's a great book. Go on Amazon.com and you'll see the reviews. My book is available through me. I have a bunch in the garage, hardcover and softcover. So please buy a book. Also, I work for the John Maxwell team. Who we've been featuring these last several episodes. Let's get that up there. And I have superhero music on. Because John Maxwell is one of my heroes. So I would love to come out and give you private lessons. I've got a special offer right now, $20 for a 30 to 45 minute private lesson. I'm also love to have sessions between 6 to 12 people, $15 a person, an hour long. It's the price of lunch, man. Seriously, it's a great investment. You're investing in you. It's intentional. You want to get better. I'm doing this on March the 2nd, 2021. It's Tuesday. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California. Also want to plug my new series of podcasts called 5 Important Questions. I'm looking for people to interview. I had one already outstanding last Friday. Get to that podcast. Check it out. I have another one yesterday, doing a great interview today. And I'm just going to start putting them out. 5 Important Questions. It's about a 30-minute long podcast. I think you would enjoy it very much. It's the next series, probably 10, 15, maybe even 20. These 5 words are meant to cure and heal the world. We are human beings. We are human beings. We need each other. And right now, I just feel so divisive. I feel a lot of hurt, to the point where we're going to talk about principle number 16 from Winning with People. Turn down my superhero music, which I love. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. If you know what movie that is, you let me know. I'll be very impressed, okay? All right, here we go. People principle number 16. The Foxhole Principle. When preparing for battle, dig a hole big enough for a friend. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. The young they keep out of mischief, to the old they are a comfort and aid, and in their weakness, and those in the prime of life, they incite noble deeds. Aristotle. Yeah, friends are very important. I used to do Facebook socially. I don't do it anymore. And I had 1,295 friends. And I just realized, again, thank you so much, Facebook. Been off that for a week now, and I don't have too many emails from the 1,290. I'm not pity party. It's just kind of funny because you go, man, you got 1,295 friends. You got so. Not to be too Christian on you, there are only 3 people who saw the transfiguration of Christ: Peter, John, James. Wouldn't have Christ benefited if everyone got to see the transfiguration? See him get all glowed up and stuff? So again, we're talking about friends today. The question I must ask myself, am I a friend that others depend on during difficult times? Am I a friend that others depend on difficult times? And again, I don't give you the whole lesson because this is like a little appetizer for you to join me and finish the meal. Facts about foxhole friends. Number 1, foxhole friends are new. Foxhole friends are few. They are few. They could be new, but they're few. And I just said that. Using Christ as an example, he had Peter, James, John. Peter, James, John. That's it. Nobody else got to see the transfiguration. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know the transfiguration, just go study the transfiguration. Right? He could have had other people. Nope, they're few. Foxhole friend number 2. Foxhole friends provide strength before and during battle. Having someone beside you fighting during a battle is a great help. But even before the battle, Simply knowing that someone believes in you and will fight for you is uplifting. And that's what we want to do, a band together. We're looking to uplift you. There's times where we're down. I mean, we're making decisions left to right, and we're kind of going, what's happening? And some of you are going, oh, I'm comforted. Okay, to each his own. Greek philosopher Epicurus, Epicurus, stated, my Greek's not that good, quote, "It is not so much our friends' help that helps us as the confident knowledge that they will help us." In my book, you'll see that I was put on paid administrative leave. Read the book and you'll find out why. I will say the school board 5-0 in my favor. Kind of helps when you don't have any parent conferences to talk about issues and you just do this plaster crud on him. Boy, my friends scattered. Jeff was there for me. Phil was there. Jesse was there. Crystal was there. I don't want to name people. Family, yes. A lot of people. But a lot more left me. I was like a leper. You can't talk about him. It hurt. And I did my best to say, I'm never going to do that to somebody else. Never. And when I say never, I also understand too that once something's been proven, then I have to give up the fight. But I'm going to be in that foxhole, my friend. Foxhole friends see things from the same perspective. And that's what's happening right now with me on another personal note. Things are changing. People are changing. We see things differently now. That's okay. There are over 320 million people that live in the United States of America. You're not alone. Somebody else is going to show your perspective. Do all you can, and I'm saying this because I've done it, do all you can to keep your family and your friends. Yet when you feel the time is that you are toxic to them, then you might want to leave and say, I'm not doing them any good because I'm not wearing their glasses. I like my glasses. I see the world differently. So that's something you might need to think of. Foxhole friends love us unconditionally. I still believe that the people that I'm not talking to anymore, or they're not talking to me, I still feel connected to them. I still feel love. I think this is a valley. It's a low point. It's a desert, and we're just not seeing eye to eye right now. And if we ever do, that would be beautiful. So it is said that a friend is someone who, not going there. You need to have lunch with me. $20. It's a good investment. Okay? Or $15 per person. 6 to 12. Now, I told you the Alan Bloom. Go Google Alan Bloom and you know who he is. In the 1950s and 60s, he was a person that was studying education, and he would ask the students, what's your go-to book? When you need to read, what do you read? And it was interesting because back in the 50s and 60s, the Bible was one of the answers. Okay. As we go on to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and that's not the number one book anymore for the young kids. Back in the 50s and 60s, it was the Bible and the Declaration of Independence. So what I'm doing is I'm reading parts of the Declaration of Independence. I got my superhero music on still, which should be the case. So let's just take a look. Unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America in Congress, July 4th, 1776. Just to remind you, King George is who he is when they start saying king. So we're reading down further towards the end. That is exactly what has happened here in British America, and which compels us to throw off the government of Great Britain. The current king has continually violated our rights, obviously intending to exercise absolute power over us. And then they list the violations. I'm not going to list all of them, but I am going to say it like this. He, today's federal government, has refused to approve useful laws. He, federal government, has interfered with the rightful lawmaking of individual colonies. He, again, is King George, but he, for me, the federal government, has refused to allow new sovereign political divisions. He, again, King George, Paul Everts, federal government, has called legislative meetings in strange and uncomfortable places. He, federal government, has dissolved the legislatures that tried to oppose his violations. He, the federal government, has refused to allow those legislatures to be reformed. And the last bullet point for today, the 2nd of March, 2021, he, federal government, has refused to allow us to make immigrants citizens or pass laws to encourage them to immigrate here, including the use of public lands. Now, I'll tell you right now, that ain't happening. We got a lot of people coming in. So I'm going to read one more. He, federal government, has refused to allow us to pass laws to establish courts. There's a lot of King George wasn't happening. And that's just some of them. I don't know if I'm going to read all of them. And I'm feeling right now that the United States government, the federal government, seems to be becoming more and more powerful. And I do think that there is something we should think about. How about the document, the Declaration of Independence? The colonists were frustrated with King George and Great Britain. The men in the Second Continental Congress wanted to inform the king of how people were feeling and what they wanted done. I'll give you one more bullet point about the Declaration. 5 men were selected to write a letter to King George. 4 of the 5 men were from the northern colonies. They were John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Robert Livingston, and Roger Sherman. 1 man was from the southern colony of Virginia. This man, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was asked to write the actual letter, in quotes, because he was such a good writer. Ladies and gentlemen, please embrace the 5 words I'm going to tell you right now. Respect, responsible, discipline, integrity, and faith. Those 5 words are so rich. What I'm giving you right now through Dr. John Maxwell, through our founding fathers, they embrace those 5 words. They are human values. They're not owned by an ethnicity, a race, a gender. Those are 5 words that can help every human being. Respect, responsible, discipline, integrity, and faith. Let's start getting back to that, people. Let's start getting back together. Let's begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are. How do you want to be remembered? I'm putting myself out there right now. I believe in this. I believe in the founding of the United States of America. I believe in it. Seek first to understand and then be understood. And then finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care about you a lot. You take time to be with me? Come on now. Come on. And finally, I am doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. Say it with me one more time. I am doing the best I can. Take a listen to our podcast series, 5 Important Questions. Contact me if you want to be interviewed about the 5 important questions. Until next time.